This is going to be a product demonstration review of the TACK Life SPG 15AC electric spray gun. This machine comes with 3 different size nozzles. I'm going to go with the largest one. This also comes with some cleaning tools. The nice thing about these types of guns is they're very easy to clean because you can take everything apart. Another nice thing about them is they're electric, so you don't need an air compressor. The bucket is empty. That's one of the things I found about these is if you want them to spray a lot, they will. On wood like that, you do, because it's very hard to get it to cover because it sinks in so fast. If you tried to paint that wood with a brush and put this much paint on there, you'd be painting for a very long time. Now that I've run through one bucket, I'm going to refill it. I'm going to change my tip. I had the largest tip on here, and I'm getting a lot of paint, which is what I want. But I'm going to go to a medium tip for the next bucket and see how that's fairly easy to change this tip. Basically, you unscrew this, pull this off. This is the tip here. Put this one on it. Put this back on that. Put this over that. I'm ready to refill my bucket. Okay, that was using the medium tip, and I think the next thing I'm going to do is put the fine tip on there, and we'll go with that. Okay, one thing I did notice with this, and I suppose this could probably happen with any of these, at one point the gun became unplugged and I didn't realize it, and I went up to spray and the motor didn't run, but the valve opened and there was enough pressure in the can for it to squirt out a glob of paint. So I don't think that's particularly an issue with this gun. I think it's probably an issue with all these types of guns, but just a note, if you're spraying something like that, make sure you're still plugged in all the time while you're using it. I like the gun, works fine, but I had 3 different size tips. I'll do some experimenting with the tip to make sure you have the right size. The gun instructions does give out information about how to set the gun up with the correct tip based on the density of your paint. And if you look through all this, it shows, you know, pouring the paint through a thinner and timing the amount of time it takes to run through. And, you know, once you become familiar with that process, you can also, you know, develop that into which tip do I want to use where and all of that. So with all that said, I think the barn looks pretty good. You can find some imperfections in it, but it's a barn. Keep that in mind. So, you know, you expect imperfections to be in it. And if you think about it this way, the part over here is the part really where I kind of figured out the right tip. And that actually is the best looking part right over in there. This part over here, it's kind of messed up. That's not the gun's fault, that's my fault. I was using way too large a tip and getting way too much paint out all at once. So it just kind of hit the thing and ran down. So use the right tip. Other than that, it seems like it worked just great. Thank you. Have a great day.